Hi again, I'm Stephen Wessner, CEO of Predictive ROI. Thanks for coming back. And in this video, I'm going to slice apart the second ingredient. A few weeks ago, I gave the overall, at least in my opinion, the recipe for how to build a high-performing virtual leadership team. And there were 4 ingredients. And then a couple weeks ago, went deeper dive into ingredient number 1, and which was spend time with your team. And then in this video, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into investing in your team and why that's so important, and then maybe some of the ways kind of behind the curtain here at Predictive ROI that we do that with our team, both with our leadership team and our entire team, and why that is so important, not only in how we build and scale the business, but how it becomes so important culturally to who we are as teammates with one another, and then how we serve our clients too. So first, really the why. Why invest in your team? I think Zig Ziglar once told a story, at least I think it's credited to him, where Zig owned a quite large training company and really built his business in the personal development space. And a client was considering, I think it was a $100,000 proposal from Zig and his team. And that client pushed back and said, well, geez, Zig, if I invest $100,000 in my team and, making them better and giving them new skills and better forward facing with customers and really took them from where they are today and then here's where they would be, the result outcome if we invested in this proposal. If I did that, well, what if they left? What if they left? And so then they went from here to here and then they left. And then Zig's kind of famous response to that is, well, what if they stayed? And so, have we invested in teammates who have, moved on to other, careers and other positions, after Predictive? Of course. And I've always been their biggest cheerleader when they've done that, because I want them to grow and succeed. I hope that's here at Predictive, but if it's something else, then I'm going to be their biggest cheerleader. But while they're here, and I hope that that's for a really long time, that while they're here, we're going to invest to the greatest degree possible in our team, whether that's in the benefits that we offer and the flexibility and so forth, which I'll cover here in just a second, or in the personal development or skills development so that they can be a better leader, a better teammate, a better provider of service to our clients. So philosophically, that's why I am such a big fan and big proponent, and why we invest heavily in this training and in helping our teammates become the best versions of themselves is that we absolutely can. Okay, so a couple of categories in how we do that. First, culturally, and this kind of dips into sort of the benefits. At Predictive ROI, from day one, when I started the business, I always wanted to have a very flexible business. And so I wanted our teammates to be able to have that exact same flexibility, which is why we have unlimited PTO time. So any of our teammates, they don't have to be here for a certain period of time. Any of our teammates can say, I'm going to take a week off. I'm going to take 2 weeks off. I'm going to take 3 weeks off. I'm going to take and work remotely, or I'm going to work in Europe for 3 weeks or 2 months or whatever the case may be. We have unlimited PTO time, and we have a very, very flexible work schedule. Now, that also requires that our teammates be very responsible. They don't need micromanaging. They're very proactive, great communicators, can hop time zones and so forth. But Eric, who's my business partner, this is a good example. Eric Jensen, who's my business partner here at Predictive ROI, a couple of years ago, he came to me and said, hey, some friends of mine were thinking about maybe going backpacking through Europe. I think I'll be gone for maybe 3-4 weeks and that kind of stuff is, managing deadlines and that kind of thing. What do you think about that? I'm like, that sounds awesome. And then, several years back, he also spent a couple of months in the Florida Keys with family, like over February, March, and getting away from the Wisconsin winter. Again, that sounds awesome. And I encourage our teammates to do that. I often hear from business owners, oh my gosh, aren't you worried that somebody's going to take advantage of it? And then, somebody's going to be gone for a really long time and kind of go off the rails. And actually our teammates actually police that. So what we have found is that teammates actually take less time off. I encourage them to take time off, but they actually take less time off because they have very flexible schedules. They know they can take an endless amount of PTO, in managing that with their teammates whenever they want to. And so then the net result of that is they actually take less time off, as counterintuitive as that might seem. That's one way that Predictive ROI really invests in our team. Second is actually in the personal development and skills development arena. We invest heavily in workshops and training and mentoring and so forth. So it seems like almost on a monthly basis, one of us is going to at least a day or multi-day type training session. That typically involves travel someplace, and whether that might be an Alexa workshop at Amazon or the traction meetings that Catherine and Eric and I as leadership team members that we attend on a quarterly basis, or Velocity, which is the agency owner mastermind group that I'm a part of, or the key executive group that Catherine is a part of that meets 2 times a year, or financial workshops, or, other types of tactical skills type workshops that we attend. We're consistently attending personal and skill development workshops and training in always to look better, or always to get better, by spending time with the peers in the room as well as the instructor themselves. And so we do that is a way to provide more value to our teammates, and is a way to provide more value to our clients as well. Lastly is we also read a lot of books. And so we've done that to where it's casual, where we're kind of reading books in our spare time. We've also done that to where we turn that into mentorship moments as well, where I spend time with each of our teammates, train going by. I spend time with each of our teammates on a weekly basis, and we're studying a particular book, and everybody on the team is actually studying that book at the same time, and we're mentoring on that book each week. So we've done that process with the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. We've done that with Extreme Ownership. We've done that with the E-Myth. And so we do that when there's a really important topic about either leadership, building and scaling the business, how we can be better teammates, and so forth. So that gives you a little bit kind of behind the curtain view as to how we do it. And really more of our view of training and the value of the training. Because I think that, Brian Tracy, I believe this is his quote, where every dollar that you invest in training, personal development, skills development, is going to provide a 10-time return on investment. And based on our personal experience, I think that indeed is true here at Predictive ROI. We've seen that. So I encourage you to also consider the same thing for your business as you're looking to build and scale, that instead of training being that first budget that you might cut as a way to maybe be more profitable, I would encourage you as a way to protect that budget and to maybe even double down on that budget during tougher times to make sure that you're always investing in your people. Okay, overarching why this is important. Actually, just today, earlier today, I had a chance to record an encore interview with the fantastic author and business owner, Mike Michalowicz, who is of acclaimed fame of writing the great book, Profit First, The Pumpkin Plan, Surge. We had a chance to get together to talk about his latest book, which is called Clockwork. And it's all about designing the business around, or the business that you want to have, so that you can take a 4-week vacation if you wanted to. So you're building and scaling the business, and you are not the critical cog in the wheel. That makes the business more scalable. That makes the business more sellable. And it also probably makes it even more satisfying for you as the owner. So when I thought about, okay, how do I want to share this message with you? How do I want to share this message about investing in your team and why that's so important? So that you can build the business that Mike is talking about. You can go to Onward Nation and listen to episode 806. We're going to air it, I think, on October 3rd, Wednesday, October 3rd. And he does a great job of slicing that apart about how and why to build that type of business. Training and investing in your team is a critical component. I hope that was helpful. Please do leave me some comments below. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Your thumbs up, thumbs down. Your feedback each and every week helps me get better. So please let me know what you think. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. I look forward to seeing you back next week. Until then, onward with gusto.